Warning: this video talks quite deep about my own experiences with mental health and depression. If you need to talk to someone, there will be information available at the end. Hey everyone, and welcome back. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different this time round with my video. Instead of sort of focusing more on the physical health aspect of fitness, so to speak, I thought I would delve more into the mental health space. This is something that I've had a lot of experience and exposure to, and I think it's important to sort of share my own experiences, and I thought the best way of illustrating that is through this particular video. Now, what this video is meant to signify is the sort of two states of my mind, the two different versions of me that can exist on any given day. It can change between the two of them. It can be exclusively the sort of more lighter, happier person, or it can be the sort of more darker, tucked away person. And I thought it would be a good way of visualizing the fact that mental health itself isn't a one size fits all thing, and it's so good that mental health now is becoming more sort of talked about in the mainstream media, in sort of like life in general. Mental health is no longer seen as a taboo. Like, I'll be the first to admit, when I first started working when I was 18, like, there were people that I worked with that would sort of like go off sick with depression or anxiety, and at the time, based on the sort of like the surroundings that I had sort of been exposed to, and a lot of people's own sort of impressions that were sort of put upon me, is that was sort of seen as a cop out, as almost like an excuse to get out of doing something. And it was only when I sort of started to deal with my own mental health and my own issues that I really sort of realised that it is a real thing, and it is something that I think we need more people to be exposed to, particularly I think in the fitness world in general, because obviously it's so geared towards like athletic ability, like cardio endurance, like physique. There's so much emphasis on the physical and maybe not necessarily enough on the mental. So, I mean, if you take this for example, like, this is genuinely like either way how my sort of evening when I start to relax could go. I could either be like sat playing games, really happy and content with life. Other times I can be just wanting to shut myself off from the world. And what I didn't realise when mental health started to sort of be spoken about more is that I always thought you were either one or the other. I didn't think you could have these two sides to you that almost coexist and can interchange between each other at any given moment. And one of the things that I've sort of noticed over time is that when, say for example, I'm in the more sort of darker, reserved moods, that whenever I sort of speak to anyone about it, and it's the natural response for people to have, is that they will say, well, what do you think's caused it? And it's frustrating for me because I wish I knew the answer to that at times. Sometimes it's apparently obvious, other times not so much, and it means that I shut off. I sort of don't understand what is going on. Like, I've been diagnosed with depression since 2015. So I just saw that my hand go out of the sort of split frame shot there. But yeah, so I've been dealing with this for 5+ years now. Like, I have been to the doctors, I've been to 2 separate rounds of therapy, I've been on medication for the last 2 years or so. So like, I've had a fair amount of like experience in it now, and I think now that I understand it a bit more, it's the fact that like it's not as black and white, it's not as colourful and dark as this is. They they coexist. You are both of those people, sometimes at the same time. And I don't think you quite understand when you start going through these things how much of an impact those personalities do have. Like as an example, there are days when like I really don't want to do anything at all. I shut off. I don't want anything to do with anyone. I don't want anything to do with myself, let alone anyone else. But it just comes down to the fact that sooner or later I sort of I chop and change between the two. And I don't think that's something that's spoken about enough in mental health, is that the days where you are good are just as important to your mental health as dealing with the days that are bad. You need to understand what makes the good days and how to sort of adapt to that, because there will be days where I could be the guy on the left and like minutes later be the guy on the right, and it can change like that. And it's frustrating, and I want to sort of share my own personal thoughts on this, because I think it's important that people understand that you're always going to have these two sides when you're dealing with mental health. You're going to have the days where you feel like it's not an issue at all, and there are going to be days where it's the only issue you have. And yeah, it's something that I've had to come to terms with a lot, and particularly this is why fitness for me has become so important. And I'll talk about it in another video, because I kind of want to dedicate a whole video to it, as to why Gymshark in particular have had a huge sort of impact on me and my fitness and my capacity of dealing with it mentally, because I've had a chance to find a sort of anchor point in my journey that has given me a chance to focus on something that I can fully submerge myself in, that I can focus on being the guy on the left and knowing how to deal with the guy on the right. So, but like I said, I will bring that up in a separate video. But I just kind of wanted to use this opportunity to highlight that it's okay to be either or of these people. It's just knowing your boundaries of when to allow yourself to be either one, and it's very, very important. So that's my take on it. I'll add some bits on the end now of resources that I think you can follow to get more information. So I said I would place some helpful information at the end of this video. So I put some helpline numbers here. Now these are, bear in mind, these are for the UK only at the meantime. If you do want to find the same information, all I did is Google mental health helplines, and if you look in your sort of local area, I'm sure you'll be able to find this. But the SOS helpline is here. The Samaritans helpline is also there, and also as well, which I found is a really helpful website to at least direct you in certain places and give you advice, is mind.org.uk. Hi everyone, so thank you very much for sticking around for this video. I appreciate it's probably very different to some of the videos I've put out lately, but it's also a topic that is very close to my heart and stuff that I've gone through. So if you have made it this far through, appreciate you sticking through the very different content. I am going to try and mix it up and do different things as well. I want to use my platform as a way of promoting physical as well as mental health. So yeah, so if you have made it this far, thank you very much. I hope you've gained something at least from this. But if there's anything that you want to know, then please obviously do follow the resources that I provided. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you so wish, turn on notifications, like the video, comment, also follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.